When we travel, we can't help checking out the exotic stuff. Sometimes we are blown away, sometimes just plain shocked. And deep down, we are always comparing. Half envious, half smug.
E uma coisa muito comum aqui na China é que a galera filma e grava de tudo quanto é coisa. Eles não ligam, tanto que quando a gente grava eles estão nem aí.
There's nothing more exciting than waking up on a sticky, humid morning and knowing you are heading to the beach. After days of running around the city, the Brazilian couple, Edu and Sofi, were craving a breath of fresh nature. China's coastline is massive, stretching for thousands and thousands of kilometers. But what's it actually like to hit the seaside here? That's the surprise we'll save for later. For now, just remember, you're from Brazil. The beach routine in China might not be what you expect. While Edu was busy stuffing his bag, Sophie gave us a quick tour of their quirky little rental. And honestly, the desk looked like it was moonlighting as a convenience store. Condoms, coffee, disposable toilet seat covers, underwear, and a QR code to unlock the door after you pay. On their way out, Edu and Sophie switched on all their senses, ready to soak in the world around them. The hallway, still thick with cigarette smoke, China has one of the largest smoking populations in the world, and it shows. Out on the street, convenience stores kept buzzing. Many of them open 24 hours. And here's something they didn't expect. An entire row of vending machines, all belonging to the same shop. Customers could open the glass doors, pick out what they wanted, and then head inside to pay. A small bell jingled from the door handle. A camera watched silently. And yet, Edu and Sophie couldn't help but marvel. This was still a trust system in action.
Vamos pra lá, praia.
It took them about an hour on the subway to reach the beach. And this station, beautifully decorated, with everything carrying a seaside theme. It almost felt like the beach had started underground. They spotted a robot charging quietly in the lobby, like it was getting ready for a beach day of its own. By the time they exited the station, Edu and Sophie finally brought up something that had felt unusual from the very start. The strict security checks at entrance. Bags scanned, people lined up. It all felt a bit intense compared to what they were used to.
Os seguranças deixam tipo as armas, não é arma, né? Tipo escudo, um negócio para prender a pessoa pelo pescoço também ali, de uma forma exposta, fraga, tipo aqui.
And here's the irony. Just steps away, in full public view, were shields, fire safety gear, and even giant tongs casually left out in the open. Finally, they made it to the beach. It was a Friday, 26 degrees Celsius, just the perfect kind of day. At entrance, there were lockers, a foot wash station, and cute little storage bins where everyone left their shoes. Not far away stood a giant public bathroom. The sand was clean, not a piece of trash to be seen.
Não, olha só que loucura. A gente acabou de chegar na praia e a gente se depara com isso aí, ó. Humano voando,
cara, olha
girando.
Isso,
o que é isso, gente?
Eu nunca vi isso na minha vida. O povo tá voando ali, ó. Que doideira. Meu Deus.
Olha, tem gente na água também, ó.
É, tem gente nadando, né?
It all looked lively and bright. But very quickly, they noticed something different. Not just different from Brazil, but really from beaches almost anywhere else in the world. People here weren't lying around sunbathing. Instead, they came dressed in their best outfits, some in suits, some in heels, many fully covered up. They were not here to tan. They were here to hang out, take photos. On the sand, there were hardly any foreigners. But to their surprise, they did spot a few Muslim women enjoying the day. And towering above it all, a pole packed with cameras and speakers. A very Chinese touch.
No Brasil,
bonito.
eu lembro que lá na praia de Copacabana tinha as mulheres peitudas, umas bundas, futebol, aí que é tipo os animes, velho. Olha lá, aquele cara lá do Naruto, ó.
Ah, tem coisa do Naruto aqui também, ó. Tem muitos otakus aqui. Aqui também tem trem do Transformer.
Ó, brabo, hein?
Muito louco.
Caramba.
Muito louco.
Esse dragão aqui, será que é do Dragon Ball?
Acho que se pá, Dragon Ball Z aí. Dragãozão.
They saw police patrolling the beach on the four-wheeled buggies. One tourist casually pointed a camera at the officer, recording him, and the police didn't seem to mind at all. As vloggers, Edu and Sofi are especially sensitive to moments like this. In Thailand, filming police is off limits. In Hong Kong, even ordinary passers-by often dislike being on camera. Many cover their faces with a hand. But here in China, people didn't seem to care much about being filmed, which meant that for Edu and Sofi, capturing everyday street life came with no pressure at all. Travel, of course, is always a two-way act of watching and being watched. So in China, Edu and Sofi found themselves being filmed just as much as they filmed others, and sometimes in a funny way.
Aquele cara, ele tava me filmando e agora ele tá disfarçando. E uma coisa muito comum aqui na China é que a galera filma e grava de tudo quanto é coisa, eles não ligam, tanto que quando a gente grava eles estão nem aí. Só que aí a gente repara que às vezes na rua, assim, alguns caras, eles começam a gravar a gente escondido assim.
Aí vira câmera.
Aí eles vão virando, aí eles fazem assim, aí vira de novo pra gente. Aí, opa, aí vai lá e vai mais um pouquinho.
Pois é, ontem mesmo a gente tava meio caminhando pelo centro aqui da cidade, aí tinha um cara meio que trabalhando na obra, assim, ele tava fazendo uma chamada de vídeo, aí ele começou a virar, ele não virou a câmera, ele virou o celular,
ele
assim,
tava na câmera frontal, ele ficou assim pra gente, aí o cara ficou olhando pra gente e a gente pra ele, o cara da chamada.
Tipo assim, velho.
But for people like Edu and Sofi, that's hardly a problem, because those who roam the world learn a simple truth. Real travelers don't cling to prejudice. In China, people live with fewer personal boundaries, and just as naturally, they don't care much if others cross those boundaries either. It's simply another way culture shapes how people relate to each other.
Where are you from? Becky. Ah, no Shenzhen, no. Becky, what's your name?
Pio.
Pio. And you? PD. My name is Eddie. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. See you guys. Bye bye. Acabei de conhecer crianças chinesas que falam inglês.
Eles falam inglês?
They kept exploring the beach, spotting little details that locals might take for granted, but that felt surprising to them. Trash bins half buried in the sand, groups of residents casually playing cards, and not a single snack store anywhere along the shore. Then, something more familiar. A father and a son were busy shaping a figure in the sand. And yes, it looked like a nude woman. Just moments earlier, they had seen the price for the water jet pack, 280 RMB, about 30 to 40 US dollars. But in the end, they decided to go for something simpler, sledding down the dunes.
Vai lá, sobe a ladeira, que eu estarei aqui ao seu aguardo, e depois é minha vez.
Ai, meu Deus.
E lá vai ela. Chegando lá no topo, ó.
Ni hao. Ok. Ai, meu Deus. Ok?
Không say.
Ok, deixei.
Disco, put in the background.
Não sei o que ele falou. Ai, meu Deus. Ai, meu coração tá pulando. Ele começou a falar um tanto de coisa em chinês. Eu não sei o que você falou. Minha vida depende disso. Nossa, meu coração tá meio.
Hungry at last, they wandered into the shopping area just behind the beach in search of food. Like many places in Southeast Asia, Shenzhen restaurants often display mouth-watering replicas of their dishes. And in their short time in China, Edu and Sofi had already found a favorite, baozi, big pillowy dumplings, freshly steamed in tall bamboo baskets and filled with all kinds of healthy, delicious stuffings. They scanned the code, the seller entered the amount, and just like that, payment was done, quick and easy. Then, what was this? A street vendor on a tricycle had a pot mounted on top, stir-frying seeds in hot sand. The kernels bounced and flew, mysterious and unrecognizable. Next to the pot, a giant oven slowly baked sweet potatoes. The vendor noticed their curiosity and began tossing the seeds with even more enthusiasm. Edu and Sofi kept savoring their baozi, this time one stuffed with egg cream, the other with mushrooms and greens. Suddenly, the vendor surprised them. He brought over a sample of the snack he had just roasted. They gratefully took a bite and were hit by a rich, meaty aroma. They paused, studying the flavor carefully, trying to figure out what it could be. I wanted to jump into the screen and shout, "That's roasted chestnuts!" Edu and Sofi couldn't help but reflect. China wasn't like Thailand or Vietnam. Here, the connections with local people always felt so warm. Despite the language barrier, locals greeted them, interacted, smiled. So they bought some, using a translation app to say just one word, tasty.
Cool.
Okay, 谢谢 Bye bye.
With a bag of sweet, flowery chestnuts and a couple of cold Chinese beers, they sat back on the beach, throwing their own little beach party, the perfect mix of food and sea breeze. In China, the beach isn't about tanning. It's about people, encounters, and very little surprises hiding in plain sight. For Edu and Sofi, every moment was proof that the world feels bigger if you stay open to wonder. Okay, thank you for watching Su Talk. Until next time.